Good morning, Andy, as I've hijacked your Facebook page again.
You did, Jeanette. Good morning to you. I hope you're doing well on such a little bit of rainy day out here in Fort Langley.
Well, out in Aldergrove, beautiful place to buy a piece of property as well. It's sunny skies out by the
Uh,
border. So it just goes to show you, Andy, whenever I explain to people when I'm networking what Langley is like we have Langley City as like the Timbit in the
yeah,
middle, and we've
yeah,
got this amazing donut called the Township that goes around the little Timbit in the center. And truly, all different areas suit whatever your lifestyle is like.
yeah, yeah. No, Langley has everything to offer
Yeah.
from condominiums to acreages. It is actually becoming, or I think it will become the center point of the lower mainland because of easy travel
Yeah.
eastwards, quick to go downtown with the new highways and everything that you can do here from all the shopping that's centered in Langley City to quiet, peaceful acreages and quiet parks. Yes, and the Fraser River. Don't forget the Fraser River.
And there's just such great diversity within our communities of different events. Like this past weekend was, but what I just learned this after all the years, Western Canada's largest charity event or nonprofit event is the cruise
Oh,
in that
really?
happened. Yeah, I never knew that on the bottom
Oh,
of their
yeah,
poster. So because it's all run by volunteers and rows and rows and rows and rows and hundreds of cars, and it's all volunteer run. And that's this weekend. And we were just chatting before we came on. You said there's something
yeah.
coming up in the Fort Langley
Yeah,
area.
yeah. October 1st is Heritage Apple Day. Derby Reach Park Association. They do this every year. Because in Derby Reach Park there are some apple trees that I believe are almost 100 years old or
Wow.
800 years old, going back to Hudson Bay Fort. And so this conservation group, they do this Heritage Apple Day. They have apples for sale. They have apple butter. They have everything to do with apples, and
Wow.
I love apples, so it's a big thing for me. I love going down there.
I'm going to give you a random fact about apples before we get into the facts and figures that you're going to talk about why you want to live in the Langley area.
You bet.
Did you know that if you cut an apple, when you cut an apple in half and the seeds that are in the inside, and you take
Yes.
one of those seeds and you plant it, you won't get the same apple?
No.
No, and it's just because of how over the years how apple trees have been grafted to
Yes.
make the different varieties. You
Yes.
won't, if you get a Macintosh, you won't get a Macintosh tree. I watched a documentary and I'm like, what? And there was a farmer, an apple farmer, and he said,
Uh,
yeah,
uh,
that's not possible. Challenge me, go to the Apple Festival and said, hey, there's this lady named Jeanette. Is this
yeah.
a
Yeah. Yeah.
fact? But
Yeah. She said it was a fact.
she said it was facts. So let's get into the
Yeah.
facts of what's going on in the real estate
Okay.
world,
Let's
Andy.
yeah. We'll share the screen
I look
here
kind of a
and get
ghost
right
today.
into it.
I like
So
it.
yeah. Here we are, September 16th, and doing our live stream for statistics and what the market's doing in the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board. So this month of August, we had 1,017 sales, and which was a 2.4 increase from July 2022. However, this was a 51.3% decrease from August of 2021. That shows you how much the market came to a sudden stop. This
Mhm.
happened in August. It was more so there than in July. Supply of new inventory in August decreased 14.3%. Important number to remember. And we did process 2,045 new listings, which was also a decrease of 2.9% compared to August of last year. So to put that into a graph form, so here we've got August 2021. You can see here the listings and the sales were matching, and I think maybe it was in June, July of last year, our sales were overpowering our new listings, and the
Mhm.
inventory numbers were going way down. Like it was pretty drastic that we had nothing for sale. This year, we're July, sales were at 993. They went up a little bit in August. However, inventory 2385 down to 2000. This might be an indication that we're starting to hit the bottom of the market, and I can show you some other
Okay.
numbers as we go along to say that. or it could just be a bumpy ride. Here we are with our months of inventory. So we got 5.4 months of inventory in the Fraser Valley. Here's our interest rate, our first jump, and you can see that this number was still escalating. And I thought that we would be in the seller or in the buyer's range by now, but we came back in August to decrease in inventory.
I'm gonna ask the question
Sure.
again, and I failed to remember this. When I see 5 months of inventory, Andy, typically, again, in this current market, this current climate that's going on, I choose to put an offer, like typically, how long does it take from falling in love? If you take somebody else to find a beautiful home, and then you write that offer, acceptance, everything goes through. So typically, how long does that take again, kind of from signature to
Oh,
keys?
in terms of somebody wanting to buy, well,
Yeah.
buyers are right now, they're very slow to decide on which home to
Mm,
purchase. They're kind of watching to see when the bottom of the market, or they perceive to be the bottom of the market, comes about. However, you do have buyers out there that that we do have sales and going on at this time, and buyers are selectively purchasing. From the time that they write the offer and it's accepted, there's probably about a 10-day working period to work through the conditions of the offer. That would be the home inspection, the financing, the disclosure statement, the title search, and if you're buying a condo or townhome, you would be looking at strata doc. It's about 2 years worth of strata docs. So that would take about 10 days, and then afterwards, the usual closing period is about 6 weeks. So the
mhm,
whole process, yes, from the date that you write the offer is about 2 months. However, it can be shorter. If you are finding a vacant home, you can close within 2
mm,
weeks after removing subjects and without any increase in legal fees. One of the, I've always noticed too, is one of the really good things about being a tenant, a renter, and you're looking to purchase, is that you have the opportunity of writing an offer that your completion of possession date is, say, in the 3rd week of the month, so that then you
mm,
have a whole week before you need to get out of where you're presently living, your tenancy, and you can move your furniture in slowly. If you want to do some paint, you've got a bit of
mhm.
time to do that. You want to maybe change some flooring, you've got about a week there. Whereas when you're selling your home and you're buying a new home, there's probably only about a day between moving out and then moving into your new home. So when you're a tenant, when you're a renter and you're buying your first home, you have the advantage of time.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
We've never covered that. That's a
Yeah.
really good tip, Andy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so back to the facts. This is our sales to active listing ratio, and this gives me an indication of where the market's at. And as I said, we might be seeing the bottom at this point. And right here, this little uptick in the
Mhm,
balanced market, you can see that was for the month of August. Okay, it's going to be interesting to see what September does. People are coming back from holidays. Usually the August market is quieter, and then we see a bit of a pickup right till Christmas. People want to be in their home before
mhm.
Christmas, in their new home. They've made that decision while they've been on holidays in July and August, that, hey, this is the time to make a move. And they start looking in September and October. We usually see a secondary market about this time. If that comes true, then we might see another uptick next month. We might see a bit of a downtick, but we could be seeing the bottom of the market, even though we might have further increase in interest rates. Prices have come down a bit to compensate for that increase
Mhm.
in interest rates. And I think too that people want to get into their new home, and they're budgeting accordingly.
Yeah, when you say about a bit of an uptick, I can see as once upon a time when my kids, well, my stepkids at that time, which was a while ago, as they start getting back to school and the equipment and it's like you start to look and go, we need more space.
We
These
need,
kids,
yeah,
as kids,
yeah,
kids are growing, and the
yeah,
equipment and the
yeah,
hockey equipment
yeah,
and
yeah,
lacrosse equipment and
yes,
all that stuff. And it's like, okay, this room is not working anymore. We need more
more space,
space
yes,
as our
yeah,
family is growing, not just growing in numbers, but growing in interest
yeah.
in the community.
Yeah,
And that's
as your children become more adult orientated with their interests, and they have a car,
yeah.
that was the thing. We
And
had,
heaven help you throw something away
yeah,
that they're like, but mom, I wanted that. And it's like, you haven't been interested in hockey in 2 years. And it's like, you got to make sure you keep it because their
yeah,
interest will
yeah,
come back.
yeah. So here we, looking at the MLS
Mm,
statistics, this is giving us a breakdown in terms of product. So of course, apartments and townhomes, they are still in the seller's market in terms of how much inventory is out there or lack of, and also to affordability. It's still something that somebody can look at and afford, even with these interest rates, and prices have come down to adjust. But detached homes, we're right at the edge of the buyer's market. And I would say that in some areas in the Fraser Valley, it is definitely a buyer's market. We're looking at about 7.1% of inventory. And that this is 4 and this 3.9 is months of inventory. And that's how we dictate what whether we're in a balanced or in a buyer's or seller's market. So moving along here, this is our housing price index. So the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board has put together what is the average home in the Fraser Valley, what is the average condo, townhome, and they have an algorithm which figures out what the average price would be. And of course, you can see here this huge drop here in detached homes, and that's basically because of affordability. The prices were escalating so fast and so high, and then the interest rates came, everything came to a stop, and the detached market was hit the strongest. Condos and townhomes, you can see, are not they have been coming down, but not nearly as strongly as this. And I believe that the height here would probably be about March of in terms of when was the top of the market. And of course, you never can sell at the top, and you never can buy at the very bottom. So here we've got statistics that are HPI for Langley, and I can sort of talk a little bit about this. We've we had that high in this is March, 1,884,500, and right now we're at 1,720,700. That is a 14% decrease in value since the market high in March. And for townhomes here, we're at 946,500, which was the high.
Drop there.
And then we came down to 925,300, and that's a 6% decrease. It's not nearly, it's less than half of what the detached homes came down in price. And then and their high was in May. And then for condos, we're looking at April high of 645,900, and today 622,500, which is also a 6% decrease in value. So the condos and the townhomes have come down a bit, but the real big number is here in the 14%.
So just as I see this, so having an apartment as an investment, think that if you wanted to have an investment property, that apartment's going to hold its value a little bit longer. Is that what these numbers are kind of showing?
Well, it's showing that they're holding the values now. Back in 2019 and 2018, you could be selling your car and you'd add a condo to it, because the condos were not selling nearly as strongly as detached homes. And then in 2016, that changed. 2016, it started to change. And I think then is that a lot of people were starting to retire. They were selling their detached homes, and prices of condos were so low that they would move into a condo and they would buy one, and upon the proceeds of the sale of their detached home, and they would use the income from one condo as retirement income and for the rental, and then they would live in the other condo. I had several clients that did something like that as their retirement package. So moving along, here again, you can see Langley's performed a little bit better than the rest of the Fraser Valley. Fraser Valley was 7.1, Langley's 5.3 in terms of months of inventory. It is still, technically in a seller's market, although sometimes it doesn't feel like that. And apartments, they've got a lot of inventory here, 3.7, and the townhomes are down to 3 months of inventory. And this I think is a bit more reflective of Willoughby. they're building a lot of condos right now in Willoughby, and it's affecting the market price and the amount of inventory in Langley. Oh, we already went through this. Sorry, we'll move right along. So, and so there you are. That's where we're at. And our next time that we're going to meet together, that you're going to abscond with my social media page, my Facebook, October 14th, 11 o'clock. But however, we wanted to mention one more thing.
Yeah, there's a couple other things. What do you got going on this weekend out there in the land? Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so this is the 8825 McAllister Street in Fort Langley. We've just reduced this listing from 1,639,500 down to 1,584,500. So that's a significant drop in price. It's a cute little rancher. It's on a nice sized lot, 8,900 square feet or 9,800 square feet, and it's well maintained. It's a nice flat square lot. Somebody could be looking to build in the fort. This would be an ideal because it's on a dead end street, and people have been building their homes there for their new homes probably for the last 3 to 5 years.
Andy, where's that close to, relative so people would know?
It's on the east side of the village, and you would walk probably about 3 blocks to the elementary school, and it's about a 4-block walk to the downtown core. So it is nice and tight that way. And like I said, it's a dead end street, so you can your kids can play on the street and not worry about it. In fact, a lot of kids live in that neighborhood. And then also too, and that was a Sunday from 2 to 4. And this home here is a townhome in Willoughby. It has a beautiful rooftop deck. It is only 4 years old, and it's number 12, 208 5278B Avenue. And we've just brought this back on at $899,500. It was $955,000 before, so it's a significant drop in price. And this home shows immaculately. The rooftop deck is to die for, and Boulevard South has a great reputation in terms of being a accessible townhome that's 1.5 block to Willoughby Center for shopping and everything like that. So yes, it's an end unit too. It's you got to come out and see this. This is Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 4.
Okay, awesome. Whenever I drive by those townhouses that they've done with the rooftop deck, I just want to plan a party or find a friend that has one, because I can just imagine the view up there and just having a great time. So do you want to quit sharing your screen here so I can see
Sure. So we can
your face here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the concept of, obviously no maintenance down below, because your strata takes care of that, and you get to make your own beautiful personal space at the top.
On the top, yes, yeah. And there's water up there. There's power, so you can do a lot of things. And this person has, and if the price is right, they'll include all their deck furniture that they have, and they've spent thousands on it. It's all very high quality.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Andy, once again for allowing me to monthly hijack your page, so we can catch up about what's going on in the community, the real estate market, and lots of other things as well.
Yeah. Always good to see you, Jeanette, and everybody else. Have a great day. Have a great weekend, and enjoy life, because it's worth living.
Get outside to Fort Langley, put a light jacket on, get to the businesses and restaurants, and go to the Apple Festival. It's
October 1st.
Spectacular. And go ask that question that I posed to Andy about cutting the apple in half. I'd love to know the answer. If you find out the answer is wrong, put it in the comments and correct me. I'm okay to be corrected, Andy. Talk to you later, everybody.
Bye-bye. Take care. Have a great weekend.